Hey, Dr. Friedrichs here, and just want to talk to you a little bit about the microbiome. Again, that's one of our hot topics, right? We're always talking about that because it's so important. But a lot of clients that begin our program or are hesitant about beginning our program sometimes bring up the point that they feel as though because they are overweight and unhealthy, a lot of it is, and it's been that way for a long time for that particular person. They sometimes feel as though the genetics that they have carried over into the reasoning of why they are overweight and or unhealthy because of genetics, and that is partly true as well. But also, there's one key thing to remember that our genetics carries over generation to generation, but it changes a little bit each generation. It's what they call epigenetics, and it changes from generation to generation slightly. Now, the great thing about that, about this, is that our microbiome, the cells within our microbiome, which outnumber our genetic human cells by 150 to 1, more cells in our gut, that our gut cells, our microbiome cells, change over every 20 minutes, not every generation. So, depending on what we're feeding our body and the health of our microbiome, and that changes every 20 minutes, we can purify and replenish and re line our gut lining essentially every 20 minutes. If we think of it that way, we have an opportunity to change our microbiome and the health of our gut, which essentially is the director of the ship, right? We can change that very, very quickly towards towards health. We can also change it very quickly towards poor health. You can, in a matter of one day, you can eat something very bad and feel terrible and get even almost food poisoning. But you can eat not just that, but eat a lot of dairy or gluten or sugar, and then the next day you feel god awful, right? But on the other hand, we can start to replenish our gut lining very quickly because our ecology within us, or the microbiome within us, those cells are replenishing every 20 minutes. It's fabulous if you think of how quickly we could change and purify our gut if we do the right things. And that's what we try to teach people to do. Now, back to the genetics and how epigenetics does have some effect. Think of genetics as a dimmer switch on lights, and you could turn the lights full on, full bright, and have your genetics expressed 100% because you can continue to eat poorly, like maybe generations prior to you may have in your genetic chain, or you can turn down the dimmer switch by changing your diet and changing this generation that you're in, which will change the genetics moving forward, right? Because epigenetics is one generation at a time. We can either enhance that, improve it, and improve our microbiome at the same time, and not have the prior genetics affect us so much by turning that dimmer switch down and changing the how we feed our microbiome and what we do to help our microbiome. That's kind of turning the dimmer switch down on genetics and how it affects you from previous generations. Well, instead of turn it on full boat and we're doing everything that our previous generations did. So there's a way to manage the epigenetics and the genetics that we have that create who we are. But also remember, our microbiome is 150 to 1 cell ratio as far as what we do for our gut while we're living versus any excuse that we have because it's genetics in the past. It can be changed and changed dramatically in a positive way, if indeed that's what you want. It all depends on you and commitment and motivation, and then learning the right things and being open to proper guidance. So that all depends. Everybody's different, but microbiome can change quickly one way or the other. It can be really good really quickly, or we can make it really bad or unhealthy really quickly because those cells replenish every 20 minutes. And that's the cool thing about the microbiome. It is possible to change the microbiome in a very healthy way, which then helps manage weight, helps manage hormones and enzymes and digestion and absorption of nutrients, everything you need to be optimized and live a long, healthy life. That's it for today. Microbiome, how quick and easy it is to get healthy or to destroy it. It's up to you. Have a great day.